Hey Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
And I'm Max.
And we're the Fragrance Bros.
Bros.
Coming at you again with special guest Max from maxforti. How are you doing, Max?
Doing great, Dave. How about yourself?
Doing great. Great to have you on again. Always a pleasure. And today we are reviewing Polo Blue Eau de Parfum. Alright, so let's get straight to it. Date introduced is 2016. It's classified as a woody aromatic. Notes are bergamot, cardamom, C notes, orris, basil, verbena, clary sage, vetiver, suede, patchouli, and woody notes. Now Max, what do you get of longevity out of this?
This one is moderate to good. Not great, not beast mode by any means. I get a good 6 to 7 hours at the most.
I'm with you there too. I get in the average range. To me, it was really pretty much exactly that, 6 to 7 hours. It's an EDP, so you kind of expect it to be a little bit more than that.
I agree.
What about projection?
Projection, it pushes really nice for the first, 1 to 2 hours, then it becomes closer to the skin. But for the first couple hours, you do get a nice little push.
I would say overall, to me, it was in the average range, which can't complain about that.
I have actually layered this with the EDT. And believe it or not, they worked actually pretty good together, and I did get a little better projection and longevity when I did layer them too, believe it or not.
Interesting. Season, I would say this is great for spring and summer and daytime. And purpose, I would say this is good for casual and work.
I agree with you perfectly. I think it's great for spring and summer, and it would be great for like an office scent or work scent, absolutely.
Now Max, what does this remind you of?
It kind of reminds me of the original, as we talked about it before off camera. I think, again, and the nose behind it's Carlo Benaim, which is the same guy who did the original and also Polo Green. So it has a little bit of that, 2003 version of the original EDT. And then I think they add a little depth to it when they put in the some of the herbal notes in here and the patchouli, and especially the suede leather. It does transition as you get closer to like the heart and into the dry down. It does give you a little more depth and even a little more sweetness to it than the original. The original was just kind of like aquatic, back in the day, 2003 was like, right around Acqua di Gio was really famous. So when that came out, it was like the answer to Acqua di Gio to Armani. So, but this one here, definitely, there's more going on than the original, but it definitely has the original structure, if you will, of the EDT. Yeah,
what's funny is I have a review of the original Polo Blue EDT. I'll have a link down below to that. In that video, it wasn't a very positive video from my perspective. I remember not really liking it. I haven't smelled it in quite a long time. And when I smelled this, I was like, wow, I don't remember precisely what the other one smells like, but this I like. I need to go back and smell it.
You should definitely revisit. Sometimes it happens. We smell something, back in the day, and it just doesn't do anything for us, and then you revisit, and then it really, like, wow, this is actually pretty good,
Yeah. This does remind me of the feeling that I got from Polo Blue EDT, which is just a blue scent,
Yeah, it's funny.
It is funny. It's like it is exactly blue.
That aquatic note, that C note, it is very, very like blue, and you're absolutely right.
I don't really know if I get much of like a C quality, but I do get a start of the citrus quality from it. And it transitions into like this herbal type of scent. And it really reminds me of Polo, and this is the smell of Polo to me. I smell Polo Green, I smell Polo Blue. Those are what remind me of Polo. I think this is done really well. I think, as I've said before, I think Polo is really starting to pay attention to their brand more than they have in the past. And this is another example of them trying, and I like that a lot. This is a very fresh and clean scent. It's not fresh in the sense of reminding me of summertime, and what it really reminds me of is kind of like deodorant, that type of freshness, and which that's not bad either. I mean, it's a very pleasant smell. There's a reason that smell is in deodorant,
Very true. Yeah, with this one, it's more of like an herbal, earthy kind of fresh.
Yes.
As funny as that sounds, it's not very citric, very like, crisp, fresh. It's more herbal and patchouli kind of fresh, which is kind of weird, but it is unique in a sense.
I think this won't blow anyone away, but it smells really nice. And I think that this kind of falls prey to Polo Blue's own success. Because of Polo's success with Polo Blue and kind of pushing that boundary of that fresh scent, they kind of made their own brand of generic scent at the time. And so now whenever you smell that type of scent, it smells kind of dated, it smells kind of done before. And so whenever they're revisiting the scent, it smells, you know, referential of other scents. Obviously, it's referential of Polo Blue. So they're kind of victims to their own success here. But that said, this is still good. And when I wore this, I was like, you know what? I would wear this again. I think this is a good scent.
Yeah, it does. It does transmit that, you know, been there, done that, smelt this before. Nothing unique or, you know, groundbreaking for sure. It's a different take on something that's already been done. You know, they kind of like try to like, it's like a revamp version of the original type of thing. You know. I
think my problem is, you know, I don't know if this is an eau de parfum or not.
It does not act like an eau de parfum, for sure. It does perform like an EDT, for sure.
Yeah, it's very much in the EDT range. And I'm not just talking about like just the longevity, although that's a factor. But overall, it really just seems like Polo Blue 2.
It's sad, Dave, that I think it's almost gimmicky. I think a lot of these companies are saying, oh, let's just name it eau de parfum because it's in right now and people automatically assume it's going to last longer, it performs better, it's better ingredients. Let's just call it eau de parfum. Better compounds, you know, concentration. Yeah. So it's almost like these companies are doing this as a gimmick nowadays because really it doesn't seem like it's that concentrated. You know, it doesn't perform like it.
Yeah, it really doesn't. You know, I'm okay with just a new version of Polo Blue if they want to just change things and make it Polo Blue 2 or whatever.
Polo Blue squared or something, you know?
Something, yeah, or you know, whatever it is. I'm fine with that. But I'm not okay with an eau de parfum in this case. And maybe it is a gimmick. Maybe it's not a gimmick. Something seems amiss.
Most people concerns and complaints were exactly that. You know, performance was really lacking. If they were going to do something and really revamp it and release it as an eau de parfum, they were at least hoping that this would give them 8 to 10 hours, at least 8 hours, you know, a good consistent 8 hours, a day's work.
Now what about compliments? Did you get any compliments with this?
I actually do. You know, I usually wear this for work when I tried, and the first hour or two, and usually I respray it, I do get compliments, you know, in the first hour or so, but then it becomes very close to the skin, and people don't even know I'm wearing cologne. That's the feeling I get anyway with this.
Yeah, my wife hated this.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't completely understand because it is one of those scents that I think that she would like. It's very much in the man smell, you know, if you were to think of what a man smells like. I mean, this is probably what, like a clean man, this would be what it is. So I don't know why she hated it. But other than that, you know, I don't think I would get many compliments, but it does smell like a nice cologne. So whenever you smell it, I think people would generally notice it. All right, so bang for buck, this is $98 for 125 ml. I think overall that's an okay deal. This is definitely one of those scents that is going to be discounted in like a year. I'm not sure if I'm thrilled with paying $98 for this scent. I don't really know if $98 is really worth it, but it's not a bad deal. But it's definitely going to get cheaper over time. So Max, final rating, what do you give this?
I think this is really a 2.5. It's like right in the middle. If they did a little something that would be a little more unique with this, like we talked about, you know, if they made this really stronger, like to perform like an eau de parfum, I'd probably give it like a 3 or 3.5. But because it's so lacking performance and it's nothing really much difference from the EDT, I think 2.5 is quite fair.
Yeah, I'm going to go a tiny bit higher and say 3 out of 5.
Oh, wow.
I think this is a good fragrance. Nothing in this screams bad to me. But yeah, I kind of don't know if it's actually an EDT or an EDP. I have no idea. And from wearing this, it wouldn't tell me that it's an EDP. I would never have guessed that. It is a generally pleasing scent that is referential of itself. It's not really doing anything spectacular. It's just doing something that is going to be safe. That's okay, but for me, I kind of just want something a little bit more than that. Also, I think it is a little bit out of touch with modernity now. I think the original Polo Blue was a little bit more in touch with its time than Polo Blue EDP is. So that's all we have. Let us know if you tried Polo Blue EDP down in the comments down below. Do you like it, love it, hate it? And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. We'll love you for it. We'll see you next time. We're the Fragrance Bros.